children, initially the extremist leaders used the medium of newspapers, national festivals, and national education to bring about the politics awakening of the India. Lokmanya Tilak emphasis on making the people active in this regard. He wrote the Gita Rahasya with a view of to explaining this karma yoga while he was in jail at Mandala. The extremist leader founded educational institutes in order to sow the seeds of nationalism in society. The purpose behind national education was to awaken a sense of pride for one's motherland. During the extremist phase, the national movement acquired a wider base, and the extremist leaders were also successful in inculcating political ideas among the working class. Now, children, now you will come to know about the partition of Bengal. The British decided to use the policy of divide and rule to create a rift between Hindu-Muslim community. The then Viceroy, Lord Curzon, contributed to it. Bengal was a very large province. To carry out the work of this province was difficult from administrative point of view. By putting up this reason in 1905 he declared the partition of Bengal province. With this partition arrangement was made such that majority Muslims will remain in East Bengal and West Bengal for majority of Hindus. The hidden strategy of the British, if the Hindu Muslims were divided due to partition, then the freedom movement will be weakened. So children, the province of Bengal was vast. Administratively, it was difficult to look after the affairs of this province. Therefore, the Viceroy Lord Curzon announced the partition of Bengal in 1905. He decided to partition Bengal by dividing it into a Muslim majority East Bengal and a Hindu majority West Bengal. The reason given for this partition was administrative convenience. However, Curzon's real motive was to create a divide among the Hindus and the Muslims, thereby weakening the freedom struggle. The next one, that is anti-partition movement. There was a public awakening against partition not only in Bengal but all over India. 16th November, the day of partition, was observed as National Mourning Day. All over India, there were protest meetings to condemn the government's decision. Vande Mataram came to be sung everywhere. As a symbol of unity, Raksha Bandhan programs were held. Students in large number boycotted government schools and colleges and participated in the movement. The leadership of this movement was in the hands of Surendranath Banerjee, Anand Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore and such other leaders. The extent of Indian National Congress increased due to the anti-partition movement. It became a national movement owing to the severity of dissatisfaction. The British annulled the partition of Bengal. So, children, the people of Bengal were enraged by the partition of Bengal. The day of partition, that is 16th October, was observed as a national mourning day. Protest meetings were organized to condemn the government's decision. Vande Mataram was sung everywhere. The Raksha Bandhan program was organized as a mark of unity. Foreign goods were boycotted. Students boycotted government run schools and colleges, thus joining the movement in large numbers. Educational institutions inspiring a national sentiment were established. The anti-partition movement was led by the men like Surendranath Banerjee, Anand Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore, etc. The anti-partition agitation widened the scope of the Indian national movement. Sensing the intensity of the movement, the British annulled the partition of Bengal in 1911. Now I will discuss about the 4-point program of Indian National Congress. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the president of Indian National Congress session of 1905. He supported the anti-partition movement. Dadabhai Nauroji was the president of 906 session. For first time he pronounced the word Swaraj from the stage. In his presidential speech he gave the message that remained united, try sincerely and fulfill the aim of Swaraj so that today we will be able to save lakhs of people suffering from poverty, hunger, diseases, and India will get a respectable position among developed countries. In the same session, Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education, and boycott, this 4-point program was unanimously accepted by the Indian National Congress. Due to Swadeshi movement, we will be self-sufficient. To follow the path of Swadeshi, we need to bring together capital, resources, manpower and such other forces, and from this the benefit of the country could be achieved. It was decided that boycotting of foreign goods is the first step and boycott of foreign rule will be the next step. Due to boycott, we will be able to attack the roots of British imperialism, was the opinion of some of the leaders. So, children, Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the president of the Congress session of 1905. He justified the anti-partition movement. The Congress session of 1906 was presided over by Dadabhai Nauroji. In his presidential speech, he declared Swaraj to be the goal of the Indian National Congress. His message to the Indian people was remain united, attain Swaraj, and carry on ceaseless struggle for it. In this same session, the Indian National Congress unanimously adopted the four-point program of Swaraj, Swadeshi, boycott, and national education. So, children, Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education, and boycott was the four-point program of the Congress, which was accepted unanimously during this session. They to follow the path of Swadeshi to become self-sufficient need to bring together capital, resources, manpower, and such other forces for the benefit of the country. To boycott foreign goods was a first step, and the next step was boycotting the foreign rule. Swaraj was the final aim of the movement. Now I would like to discuss about the differences between moderates and extremists. The differences between the ideologies of Indian National Congress rose to great extent in the Surat session in 1907. The moderates were trying to keep aside the resolution of Swadeshi and boycott, the extremists trying that this opposition should not successful. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Surendranath Banerjee, Firoz Shah Mehta, such moderate leaders blamed that the extremist leaders are trying to capture the Indian National Congress. Lala Rajpat Rai tried to act as a mediator. As per Tilak's opinion, Indian National Congress was a national platform, hence it should not be divided. During the session, the tension increased, and since no compromise was possible, finally there was a split in the Indian National Congress. So, children, differences had begun to arise in the Indian National Congress as how to deal with the oppressive and unjust policies of the British. One group was of the opinion that even though the British had not fulfilled the demands of the National Congress, the Congress should carry on its work within the limits of law. They were known as the moderates. The other group thought that the British government would not pay heed to mere appeals or petitions. They wanted to intensify the struggle, to take it to the common people, to awaken the masses politically, to secure their participation in the national movement, and to force the government to bow before public opinion. People in this group were called extremists. The moderates laid the foundation of the struggle for independence, and the extremists took the movement further. So, children, today I have discussed about the moderate phase, the extremist phase. You have come to know about the partition of Bengal, anti-partition movement, four-point program of Indian National Congress, and lastly, I have discussed the differences between moderate and extremist. Now it is your turn to read the textbook again and again. You should prepare yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.